the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back once again. Thanks for joining us on another great Sunday night. That's right, RFC NextGen KNN Series live here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Race number 5 here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway. It's the Alzheimer's Dementia Awareness 80. And I tell you what, race number 5, and we've only had 3 separate winners. Brian Maskill Jr. able to get the job done last time we hit the track. Be the only driver to secure himself with 2 wins so far this season. That's going to bring us to our point standing so far here this season. The first season for the RFC NextGen KNN Series. And Chris Berg sitting on top of the board in his 67 machine, having a great season so far. Dale Osmond sitting just 7 points behind him. Cole Day, Doug Wasaki right there, both tied for third place, 25 points behind your points leader. Cole Day, however, not going to be at the track here tonight, so he's going to give up a little bit of points to the drivers out there. There are a few drop races allowed here in the K&N series, so that may come into Cole's benefit later on in the year. Happy hour close to being over with. Only about 5 minutes left before we get set to go qualifying here to set the grid for tonight's race at Daytona. Man, whew. Let's see if we can't get a hold of any of our drivers out there tonight. Let's see if we can get a hold of tonight's sponsor of the race. Let's see if we can't get a hold of Travis Arthur. Travis, is Dave up in the booth? You got a copy? Hey, Travis in the 86, this is Dave. You got a copy? Well, looks like the 86 is tied up, got some audio issues, not going to be able to grab a hold of him, but let's see if we can't get a hold of any other drivers out there, get a little insight on how the car is handling. I tell you what, let's grab a hold if we can. Let's get a quick word in with the driver of this 80 machine, Brian Littleton. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm doing good, man. Haven't seen you out there on track in a while, so what's up? What's shaking?
Not a whole lot. Wife wound up working tonight, so I figured I might just as well give a try here, see if I could join you fellas.
Well, a heck of a race to pick to come back. You're coming back at the biggest crapshoot there is out there. Is that kind of part of the strategy to, if you do well, hey, it's plate racing. If you do, if you wad it up, well, hey, it's plate racing.
Well, you can look at it that way. I honestly didn't even know what track we were at tonight, so I honestly didn't care at that point. But I could look at it that way. If I do well, it's plate racing. If I don't, well, it's plate racing. So, I'll take what I can get. I'm just gonna kind of hang out, get a feel for things, and see what we can't do. Hopefully, not wad a bunch of people up in the process.
Oh, Brian, also being a driver not involved for points or championship implications here, do you got any particular strategy? You going to hang out or are you going to go for it?
Nah, we're gonna hang out and see how things shake out, and then maybe make a run for the front towards the end.
Yeah, well, I do stupid things all the time, GM. Like, go for it and, like, not unmute people's mics so that you don't hear them during an interview halfway through it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, there you go. Welcome back, bro. Oh, wow, man. That's awesome, ain't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Wouldn't have it any other way, man.
All right, man. Well, we'll catch up with you later in the race, hopefully, and this time everybody will be able to hear you.
Yeah, 10-4. Catch you later, man.
Well, that was the driver of the 80 machine. Not sure what's happening and shaking right now. Let's get this all worked out real quick. Yeah, sometimes you click the button and you don't click the button, so the button didn't unclick. We'll just... Moving on. 2 minutes left in happy hour here before we get set to go into qualifying. Couple drivers are out there on track right now. We'll see if we can't catch a few glimpses at some of the drivers out there. Looks like the 6, Eric Blount, he is actually out there on track somewhere. I do believe there he is going down the back stretch heading into turn 3. So one of his final laps here in happy hour for Eric, sitting around the 14th spot on the board here in happy hour. Last time we checked on it, Cody Terry and his 22 was top of the board here in happy hour so far. Damon Cox in the 57 sitting right there in second position. Chris Berg, your points leader, sitting in third. Fourth position, Jeffrey Vandervoort, Matthew McMeekin rounding out the top 5. And all the drivers fairly close to each other. 1 minute left before we head off to qualifying. So, yeah, get your seats ready. Get everything warmed up and ready to go. Eric's going to head off into the sunset. We're going to get set now to go qualifying. 30 seconds left. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You won't miss any of the qualifying action live here from Daytona.
Oh, hi. What's your name? Hi, Marcia. I almost erased you. I was going to draw a car. You do? But you're a... Well, I don't know. A racing driver? Well, we can make that happen.
As promised, not missing a thing, no cars yet to hit the track as we are now green flag conditions for qualifying. 10 minutes for these drivers to try to put down their fastest lap. Eric Blount in his 6 is actually out there on track. We'll jump out there and ride with Eric as he goes around the track here. See where he shakes out, and actually wrong button there, so we'll just act like that never happened as well. The 08 of David Smith Jr. also jumping out on track. Justin Revord, Corey Walters, Roger Muth in his 39 machine also out on track already. The 35 of Matthew Spinks, Dylan Blankenship, Brandon Hartwell, Justin Rigsby, all out there on track. It looks like Eric's going to be the first one to begin his timed lap here tonight for the Alzheimer's Dementia Awareness 80 live here from Daytona International Super Speedway. Cody Terry in his 22 was fastest in happy hour. He is currently sitting at the end of pit road waiting to go out on track. Eric Blount is going to be at the top of the leaderboard as he's going to be the first person to turn in a time lap. Scratch that, looks like maybe Justin Revord, but in the 48 was the first one to put a timed lap down. Ryan Maskell Jr. inching his way to the end of pit road in his 33 machine. Brandon Hartwell also inching towards the end of pit road. Let's see where Eric shakes out here on his first lap. Taking this second lap, you'll notice that he's going to be significantly closer to that yellow line, taking the shortest distance around. There you see it, qualifying position first right now. Roger Muth in the 39 up in second. Justin Rigsby now taking that second spot away. Eric Blount now being moved down into second as Donald Bennett in his 31 machine goes to the top of the board. Eric back to third. Have to wait, see where Eric shakes out as he comes around on his second timed lap through 3 and 4, hugging the yellow line, taking the shortest distance around this vast, huge 2.48 mile track. I tell you what, they're upwards of 180, 190 miles an hour. Eric all the way back up to second. Roger Muth up to first with his lap. He's going to take over provisional pole as of right now. Justin Revord only able to collect the 6th position. David Smith Jr. also ending his timed lap. Looks like Thomas Light in his 98 machine just now getting on track. Justin Rigsby in the 99 machine has taken over the provisional pole as of right now. There you see it left of your screen. Roger Muth. For some reason, Roger's name not showing up right there, but he is the driver of the 39 machine, and he is sitting in the 5th position right now. Eric Blount in his 6th machine right there in 6th. Donald Bennett in the 31 slotted back to 7th, was sitting on top of the board at one point in time, trying to take a look around, see if I see anybody else getting ready to head out on to the track to put down a qualifying lap. Just about 6 minutes left to go before we head to the grid. Start this race here tonight. The Alzheimer's Dementia Awareness 80 from Daytona International Super Speedway. Gonna have to do that under a commercial, but will do. I'll try that. Not sure. Everybody else is there. You're showing on timing and scoring, Roger. Appreciate it. So I'm gonna have to retype in all that stuff. Let me see something else here. We'll try a little something different. Let's get rid of this qualifying bar. See if we can't fix some things up as we ride around here with Thomas Light, driver of the 98. He's going to come around. We'll have to wait to see where he shakes out. See if it's got you up there across that top ticker there. If it does, then we may just go ahead and roll with it. If not, we'll have to do our best to get to it. No, it is not. That's frustrating and nerve-wracking. But Thomas Light up to the 5th position, still sitting on the provisional pole as of right now is that 99 of Justin Rigsby. 4 minutes left in qualifying. Doesn't look like anybody else out there on track. Brandon Hartwell just sitting at the edge of pit road. Travis Arthur sitting at the edge of pit road as well. Corey Walters looks like he's climbed in his machine. Not out on track just yet, though. Very, very interesting stuff. Thomas Light taking the slow and easy way back to pit lane. Nobody else out there on track, doesn't look like it. So, I believe that's going to conclude qualifying, as, well, I don't see anybody else going out there on track. So, with that being said, we're going to step away for a brief moment for a quick commercial break, then head off to the pre-race festivities, singing of our national anthem. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Turn 3 Racing Network.
stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming,
welcome back. Thanks for staying with us here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Starting grid for tonight's race, the Alzheimer's Dementia Awareness 80 live from Daytona International Speedway. Your front row looks like this. Pole position goes to the 99 of Justin Rigsby. Row just to his outside, the 48 of Justin Revord. Row number 2, the 77 of Lance Yancey and Dylan Blankenship. Row number 3, the 98 of Thomas Light and David Smith Jr. Row number 4, the 39 of Roger Muth and the 6 of Eric Blount. Row number 5, the 31 of Donald Bennett and the 22 of Cody Terry. Row number 6, the 35 of Matthew Spinks and the 00 of Roy Hyde. Row number 7 for tonight's race, the 9 of Travis Smith, followed by the 49 of Troy Radford. Row number 8 for tonight's race, the 80 of Brian Littleton and Chris Berg in the 67. Row number 9, Kenneth Osmond and Rick Reinert. Row number 10, the 5 of Brandon Hartwell and the 21 of Jeffrey Vandervoort. Row number 11, the 33 of Brian Mescal Jr. and Matthew McMeekin. Row number 12, Damon Cox and Kendall Levron. Row 13, Corey Walters, Justin Walters. Row 14, Gordon Larson Jr. and Craig Lerman. Row 15, Douglas Wasaki and Chris Medford. Row 16, Jason Edmonston and Adam Novak, Alan Westman and Travis Arthur. Row 17, row 18, Michael Massengill and Ray Radford. And that's going to conclude the field, and we're going to get set to go. Green flag racing here tonight. And we're back racing RFC Next Gen K&N Series live on Turn 3 Racing Network. Off to the races is Justin Rigsby. Side by side for the moment, all the way through the field. Good start by a lot of drivers. Looks like we have a second pack beginning to develop just a little bit back there. Drivers now getting out of the way, choosing to go to the back of the field, not wanting to be up in the front with the action just yet here tonight. Early here tonight, still side by side through 3 and 4. Lap number 1 out of 80 here tonight for the RFC Next Gen K&N Series Alzheimer's Dementia Awareness 80. And Rigsby gonna put lap number 1 in his pocket, getting pushed still by that fast 77 of Lance Yancey right there on his bumper. Thomas Light also right there, still hugging that yellow line on the inside. Roger Muth also right there on the inside. 2 packs now beginning to develop in the back. There you see Alan Westman way back in the back with his brightly colored K&N Chevy Impala. Or actually, this might be I believe it is the Impala. Or that might be the late model. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Anyways. Beginning of lap number 3. Already off track on another level over here, so do apologize about that. But nonetheless, Rigsby still leading the race, still utilizing that inside lane, not going anywhere. Will Lance Yancey decide to jump out there and try to go for the lead, or will he be content just pushing right now? There you see 2 very, very distinct packs beginning to develop. The 80 of Brian Littleton back there with that pack now. Travis Smith also right there. Roy Hyde, all of those drivers just behind the pack, trying to not let them get too far, but not really go up there and race with them either, if that makes any sense. There you see him just off of the pace. Kenneth Dale Osmond in the 88 machine. That's where the biggest gap begins, and that's where that second pack actually starts. There you see it right here. That Sundrop machine leading what looks like almost 3 packs. Then we got 2 more cars way off back there in the back. The only kind of by themselves out of harm's way. That is Ray Radford and Justin Walters back there near the rear of the field, just kind of hanging out right now. Lap number 4 coming to take lap number 5 here at Daytona International Speedway. Not a lot of jockeying for positions, not a lot of wiggling going on. Everybody just seems to be pretty content so far early here in the race. Woo! Love these cameras, so I'm going to shut up and let them do their thing one time here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Well, they did such a good job on that camera, they left it underneath the track. Could you imagine that? Wow, that's how that works. That's how that rolls. Off. Turn number 2, back down the backstretch once again. Lap number 6. Already in the books, leading every single one of them. Justin Rigsby, your pole sitter for today's race, or tonight's race, I should say. Everything looking pretty smooth out there for Rigsby. No problems, no issues. Everybody looking fairly calm. No real big moves being made so far here tonight, but I can assure you that is more than likely gonna change as we click the laps off and things get closer. Especially these green flag pit stops. Not sure what to expect as far as fuel mileage for these drivers out here tonight. But there's going to be big discrepancies all through the field with their fuel mileage. These drivers up here in the front, like Justin Revord and Justin Rigsby, the two Justins, the two powerhouses leading both lines here today in tonight's race. They're going to be eating up a little bit more fuel. They're going to be burning a little bit more of that petrol. So the guys behind them may get a lap or two extra. There you see, awesome little paint scheme on the 77 of Lance Yancey. You got that flag flying down the side of that machine, looking good out there. Thomas Light in the Mountain Dew ride. Roger Muth right there as well, still inside your top 5. And we have got packs developing, for sure 2-3 packs now, as it looks like about your top, I don't even know what to call that. That looks like it's still about your top 15 or so, because Roy Hyde hanging on to the edge of Travis Smith right there. Then you have Brian Littleton and Brian Mesquite Jr. I guess you can call it a 15-car lead pack. Outside lane still only has 5 cars, still just kind of maintaining, not really getting any momentum, just being a pest on that inside lane. Just kind of like a gnat in the ear. It's always there. Coming up on a slower driver now. Not sure what's happened here for, I believe that may be Ray Radford in the 47 machine to already be this far behind this early in the game. May have had some issues, as it looks like we do have Gordon Larson Jr. He is being shown a few laps down, so not sure what's going on with that. But we'll look into it as we click off a few more laps here tonight. Can't quite make it out, and yes, it is the 47 of Ray Radford staying high, letting this lead pack of cars. Things getting a little hairy down the backstretch. Everybody clears. Everybody gets by. We're going to have to keep an eye on Ray. See how these other packs get by him here in just a second. We'll stay focused here on Ray Radford for just a moment, because I think unless he's able to latch on to this draft, there you see a 3-car team. Brian Littleton, Brian Mesquite Jr., Roy Hyde. They're going to catch up to Ray here in just a few moments. And where will they take it? Where will they go? Here we are back up front with your race, your lead pack Lead pack consisting of 12 cars. Travis Smith in the 9 does have a little sniff of that draft, so he's able to stay up there with that lead pack. But Justin Revord has been able to put, well, he's trying to put a lap in the books. He is sitting as the current leader, but there you see Rigsby fighting hard back on the inside, taking the position back away. You can lead it on the backstretch, but what matters is who's got it at the line. And I think Rigsby's going to put another one in the bank for himself, and yes, he does. Lap number 10, now make it 11 in the books for Rigsby. Starting to click those most laps led award a little bit further into his favor early here tonight. 69 laps still to be decided before this thing is all over, and a big run on the outside now sees Justin Revord utilize that push from Dylan Blankenship on that outside, and that's going to put Justin Revord up into the top position, put him to the point. Lap number 1 for Revord in the books, in the bank, but here comes Blankenship back to the outside. Help from David Smith Jr. as they head off into turn 1. There you see Blankenship trying to squeeze down. He makes it. That's going to put Schmidt Jr. to the lead of that outside line. Does he have what it takes to get that thing motoring? And oh, we got a car going down, trying to get some air, trying to get out of the pack. Have to take a look and see who that is. And oh my goodness, that's Justin Revord. I guess he led his lap. He is happy. He's going to fall back, get a little bit of a distance, I do believe. Played a little bit safe. Probably try to pick up this 3-car group of Brian Littleton, Brian Mescal Jr., and Roy Hyde. Watch for Revord to try to latch on with these 3 drivers and make his way around the track. Interesting little concept there, and there you see Roy Hyde giving him the room to suck up, get the draft. He's going to catch up. Oh, and there's a spin down the front. Driver's going for a ride. Donald Bennett, I believe, was involved there. You see him in the 31. He's turned around, no caution, but we're going to go back to a turn 3 replay, see if we can't catch it here real fast, and catching it on the rear of it. So we'll look at it one more time here. Coming off of turn 2, everything looks okay. Donald Bennett, there you see him in the turn 3 racing car out there on the outside. Contact with Lance Yancey. He goes around. Lance goes around. No contact. Looked like Thomas Light was also involved in that. Wow. Amazed that everybody was able to keep that straight, keep it going. There you see smoke down the backstretch, still lingering. No caution for that wreck as it was off the racing surface. Drivers did a good job at snatching the gears and keeping it wide open, keeping it going here tonight. So we will stay under green flag conditions. Lap 15 coming to take lap 16 here tonight. Your top 5 looks a little something like this. David Schmidt Jr. up on the point. The 51 of Dylan Blankenship in second. Third position, the 6 of Eric Blount. And in fourth, the 99 of Justin Rigsby, rounding out your top 5. Turn 3's very own Roger Muth getting the job done, now being shown in 6th as Cody Terry has moved in front of him with a run to the outside. Cody now listed in 4th, falling back to 5th. Only 2 cars out there on that outside lane. Not sure if Eric Blount and Cody Terry are going to have what it takes to keep the momentum built up. A 4-car pack behind your lead pack here. Lead pack does consist of about 7 cars. Then you go back about a second to get to that 4-car pack of Brian Littleton, Brian Mescal Jr., Justin Revord, Travis Smith. Looks like Roy Hyde has fell off of that group as well. So things starting to get shaken up just a little bit. There you see Roy Hyde just in front of that 2nd pack. We'll go back, see if there's something wrong with Roy. Looking at his car, everything seems to be okay. Might have a little bit of front end damage. Things look pretty straight. Maybe that rear end's a little bit messed up. We'll take a little bit better of a look at his car here, working off a 3 and 4, and he is just getting absolutely freight trained right now. So I do believe there is something wrong and something up with that 00 of Roy Hyde, as he is fading and fading fast through the field all the way back to 24th and further. Meanwhile, back up at the front, looks like Roger Muth may be trying to make a move on the outside now. He's got help from that 6 of Eric Blount. David Smith Jr. still hugging that inside lane, that yellow line down there at the bottom of the track, with help from the 51 of Dylan Blankenship. Drivers back down the back stretch on lap 19, 62 laps yet to go. The lead pack consists of 7 cars, then you have a 4-car pack, then a big, almost 6-second gap back to what is your third pack, but that third pack is absolutely massive, and they are on the bottom lane and digging signal file. They should be able to make up quite a bit of time on these front 2 packs, but there you see Donald Bennett and his damaged 51 machine up at the top of the track, trying to stay out of the way. No caution coming out, and oh, looks like Bennett's into the wall a little bit there. He's going to keep it straight, but keep it out of the way. So big moment for your leaders, big moment for that second pack, but all is well. They motor on past. We stay under green. Lap 20 coming to lap 21 here tonight on Turn 3 Racing, on Turn 3 Racing Network. David Smith Jr. doing a good job at being the Pied Piper of the field right now. 7 laps in the bank for Smith, but Roger Muth with one heck of a run and a push from Eric Blunt. Not going to have enough to clear him, but will it work for him on the exit of 4? We'll wait and see. Coming through the tri-oval here, looks like Muth has got the edge. Give the lap. Will they? Yes, they do. Put a lap in the bank for Roger Muth in the Turn 3 race. Yeah. Hiya. See, you got your Judy chop, you got your karate chop, and you got your ninja chop. Just don't go ninja. Nobody don't need no ninja. Back to the racing action. Roger Muth, Turn 3's very own, up there racing for the point. Put a lap in the bank for himself. Falling back just a little bit now as David Smith Jr., Dylan Blankenship, Justin Rigsby all begin to get a little bit. Oh, and pit stops underway. A lot of cars on that lead pack dove down pit road. That's going to shake things up. Travis Smith getting hung out. Looks like Brian Littleton did make pit road. Brian Muskell Jr. also on pit road. David Smith Jr. also on pit road. So all those drivers coming down pit road all together right there. And this may be a little disastrous for Roger Muth, Eric Blount, Cody Terry, and Travis Smith. They do have 2-car tandems, but they are about a second in between them. And that second group of Cody Terry and Travis Smith aren't even hooked up with each other, so we'll wait and see what Roger does. They're all going to come to pit road this time by, so we'll take a look back, see who in this second pack may be staying out. Looks like we do have more drivers hitting pit road, but Troy Radford leading this second pack. He's going to stay out with help from the 67 of Chris Berg. Looks like the 84 of Chris Medford Kenneth Dale Osmond in the 88 also right there, staying out on track. 24 laps of green flag racing on the tank and tires so far here tonight. There you see Roy Hyde coming out. Oh, little bit of issue there. Almost into the side of one of the drivers. Nonetheless, Troy Radford maintaining a good speed, maintaining a lead, maintaining that yellow line. Will this group hit pit road this time by? No, looks like they're going to stay out. And so far, during green flag pit stops, only looks like maybe just a handful, less than 10 drivers have been put a lap down. Going to start seeing a few more go lap down as these cars are still wound up and these other drivers just now getting up to speed down the back stretch. There you see the 51 of Dylan Blankenship being put a lap down. The 35, the 99 of Justin Rigsby also now going down one lap. He is being shown the first car one lap down. Travis Smith, Brian Maskell Jr., David Smith Jr., Brian Littleton, all still hanging on, holding on to the lead lap, but they are not far in front of your race leader, the 49 of Troy Radford. And I tell you what, while we can, let's go ahead and let's go on board here with Troy as he goes around the track. And Radford gonna hit pit road this time by. That's gonna put the lead into the hands of, oh, I don't even know who it's gonna put the lead into, because it looks like this entire pack has decided to hit pit road. So I'm taking a look back now here at Brian Littleton and David Smith Jr. I believe they may be some of the fastest drivers out there. Looks like actually these two drivers right here, Roger Muth and Eric Blunt, they're going to be the ones that may inherit this lead at the end of this green flag pit stop cycle. We'll wait and have to see how it shakes out. They put themselves up into fourth that time by. And there you see Troy Radford and the rest of his crew that pitted. They are going to be behind the 8-ball, and Roger Muth and Eric Blunt have gotten the job done and stepped away from this field early here at Daytona International Speedway. 54 laps left to go. Green from the drop of this thing. And Roger Muth now putting some laps in the bank, has a 3-second gap back to a 2-car tandem. Brian Littleton, David Smith Jr. There is Cody Terry and Travis Smith. Also, Brian Maskell Jr. Then Troy Radford in his 49 machine slotting back in right around the 8th position. So running long and still coming out with some gains there was the 49 of Radford. As we are watching this, to now make it 3-4 car pack start to form up, and that should begin to slow down this top two. I said slow down, but that will it will shrink the gap, as those 3-4 cars are gonna have just an absolute probably a 10 horsepower differential in speed. Already looking like they've got about 4 to 5 miles an hour on them as of right now, and they're not fully formed up as of yet. But green flag pit stops have shaken up the field. Troy Radford and his trio coming on strong. Travis Smith, Cody Terry, Brian Littleton, they're all right there trying to come to the front, trying to catch these two gentlemen right here. Roger Muth, Eric Blunt leading this field so far here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway for race number 5 here on the RFC NextGen K&N Racing Series. iRacing.com, world's #1 racing simulator. If it's got wheels and you want to ride it, they've got it every car and track scanned to laser precision, and it's a lot cheaper when you wad these things up. Just saying. Trouble on the pit stop for the 77 of Lance Yancey. He now finds himself being scored the first car 1 lap down, running in the 33rd position. So big drop through the field for the driver of that 77 machine. He's got a tall task at hand. He's going to need some cautions to help. That is for sure. And you can see it. That lead is shrinking. Was over 3 seconds. Now down just under a second and a half. So David Smith Jr. and Brian Littleton on a mission. They are on a roll to the front of the field. When will they get there is the only question, because they're going to be there. It's just a matter of this lap or the next one. And I tell you what, we're going to see if we can't jump on board here with this 08 of David Smith Jr. Ride around with him for this lap as they catch your front 2 leaders. Smith with a great push, pushing that 80 of Littleton to the front. Littleton now leading the race from the outside lane. Will he leave his partner? Smith is clear. Now goes Littleton to the bottom. These 2 drivers going to try to take and maintain the lead. They're not going to be able to stick it down there and keep it down there. Roger Muth in the 39 back to the inside, battling with Littleton for the race lead. Crossing the line, give the lap to Brian Littleton. That's going to be #1 in the bank for him. So put a check mark next to laps led for Littleton in the league and in the series so far here. And this is just showing you how close these drivers are. Look at David Smith Jr. right there on the wall, right there on the rear bumper. Eric Blount right there on the inside, pushing Roger Muth just as hard. So this is what it takes if you want to get the job done at Daytona International Super Speedway. Cody Terry in the 22, now going to the inside as well. Troy Radford in the 49, arriving to the scene. Chris Berg in the 67, Dale Osmond in the 88. Travis Smith in his number 946 Designs painted up Chevy making its way up around the outside. Now he finds himself a lonely man. Will anybody go out there and push Smith? Looks like Radford was thinking about it. David Smith Jr. now falling to the wayside, all the way back in what will be 5th position. Travis Smith squeezing himself in line. You knew what I meant, so whatever. He's going to start to push Littleton now as the front of the field has gotten single file, top 9 all single file, digging on the bottom of the racing surface. Then we go 10 seconds back to find this action-packed pack back here. And that is Justin Rigsby, Rick Reinert, Matthew Spinks, Roy Hyde, Dylan Blankenship, all those drivers right there as well, vying for position. Like I said, that is from 10th on back. So your top 9 have absolutely set sail so far here tonight, inching closer and closer to halfway for the Alzheimer's Dementia Awareness 80 live from Daytona International Speedway here on Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't already, go on and shoot me a thumbs up. Click the subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right, get notified anytime any one of us here at Turn 3 Racing Network go live, bringing you some Great racing action here on iRacing.com. Roy Hyde in a 00 looking to the outside. Looks like Michael Spinks taking over the lead of this second pack. Dylan Blankenship down there digging on the bottom. Justin Rigsby trying to get the job done. Rick Reinert still out there in his 19 machine with help from Roy Hyde and Travis Arthur. Want to give a quick shout out and thank you to the driver of that 86 machine, that white Monster Energy Chevy Impala coming down through the screen. Right there you see him, Travis Arthur himself, race sponsor for tonight. Trying to bring a little bit of attention and awareness to both Alzheimer's as well as dementia. I personally have a family member dealing with a little bit of the dementia symptoms. Family does keep a very keen eye and watch over. So, bis nonna, buonanotte. Anyways, yeah. 35 of Matthew Spinks leading this second pack. Nothing really going on up front, I do believe. We'll check up there real quick we'll check the double check to know that we checked, so we triple checked it. Your front pack still single file, as I figured they would be, knowing there's only 9 of them right here. Nothing to push, nothing to go for, as we are inching closer though to that halfway point, so we will keep our eyes glued back here for just a moment. Battle for 10th position between that 35 of Matthew Spinks. Dylan Blankenship right there on his outside. Looks like Roy Hyde and Travis Arthur are having trouble on that outside lane. They're going to fall to the wayside as the inside lane begins to get a little more single file, a little bit more organized. They're going to motor on by, and a lot of cars way back through the field. Brian Mescal Jr. way back here in the back. Looking at the pit stop, looked like he had a pretty good pit stop. Just may have came out at the wrong place, wrong time, nobody to run with. Not quite sure, but he finds himself back to the rear of the field. Damon Cox in the 57 also right here with, whoa, where'd he go? Yeah, there he is. So Damon still on track, but he has had some issues and some trouble, and has himself just way behind the 8 ball, rejoining your race lead. Roger Muth putting yet another lap in the bank. That'll be lap number 15 for Roger here tonight. There you go. We're going to go through our... Oh, that is not Roger. There you go. That is Roger himself. We're going to run through your top 5 for you here. Give you a little bit of statistics on where they were, where they came from, and how they got there here tonight at Daytona International Speedway. Rogers started in 7th, fell to 22nd during green flag pit cycle, and has found himself leading this race. Eric Blunt running in 2nd position right now, started in 8th, fell back to 23rd during his pit cycle, but as stated, running good in a great spot, running in the 2nd spot. Now back to Cody Terry, started in 10th, dropped to 24th during the cycle, and has made his way back up to the 3rd position. Driver of the 80 machine, Brian Littleton, started in 15th. Didn't really fall much further than that. Currently running in the 4th spot, now in 5th. Travis Smith started 13th. Had a good pit cycle. Didn't fall much further than where he started. Now sitting in that 5th position. God, my tongue is not working. David Smith Jr. in the 08 started in 6th. Running in 6th. Fell to 31 during the pit stops, but good recovery, good pit stop. This man right here, Troy Radford, congratulations on the new baby, my man. Currently sitting in 7th. Started in 14th. Chris Berg in the 67, started in 16 and has made his way all the way up here to the 8th spot. Kenneth Dale Osmond in the 88 machine, started 17th, has driven up to 9th position. And he's going to be the last car inside this lead pack. Long way to go to get back to the other car, so we're going to stay right here for just a moment. Lance Yancey also. Lance Yancey just behind this pack, trying to keep a hold of this lead pack. First car 1 lap down being scored right now. I believe he is being scored in the 33rd position. Donald Bennett sitting 2 laps down, sitting right behind Lance. There you seen the tire mark on that left door of Yancey. Contact and trouble with him, Donald Bennett. I believe Thomas Light was involved with that as well. But there's some drivers in danger of going a lap down. Gordon Larson Jr., Adam Novak, Justin Walters, Jason Edmondson. These drivers just in front, and now this lead pack beginning to catch them faster and faster. So they're going to have to do something about it to try to stay on this lead lap. Getting closer to green flag pit cycle yet again here from Daytona International Speedway. So we're going to do something a little unique here to my broadcasting on Turn 3 Racing Network. And we're going to go a little bit of side by side. You won't miss any of the action live here from Daytona International Speedway. And as promised, not missing any of the racing action, but what you have witnessed during that brief little break, you have witnessed Roger caution has come out. Looking for it on track. Looks like Chris Berg has been involved. We'll take a look back with our Turn 3 replay, see what happens here. Oh, my goodness. Looks like him and Troy Radford got caught in something. We'll take another look at it here from the blimp. See if we can't see anything happening going on. There you see him in the back. Looks like one car slow. Cody Terry may have blew up, because we did hear a car sound like it lost its motor. Let's go back one more time and take a listen. Oh, and Radford just down to the apron and then back up one more time here from the cockpit of Berg. We'll see what he sees. Actually, I believe this may be Troy Radford that we are on board with here. Yes, it is. And there you see. Oh, hard impact for that 49 machine. My goodness. Whew, that is very, very rough to see. My gosh. What a hit. That was an absolute that really hurt. Hurt to watch, hurt to see. Rejoin your race leader. Want to thank all the aerial coverage brought to you tonight by Haywood Elite Wrestling Club out of Bethel, North Carolina. But that's going to bring out our first caution of the evening. 48 laps in the book, 33 left to go, and Turn 3's very own Roger Muth is going to bring the field down pit road. just at when we were going to be beginning to hit green flag pit cycle. So these drivers cannot make it on fuel from here. They're going to have to stop at least one more time. So will we see some 2 tires here, or will everybody elect to take 4? We'll have to wait and see. We'll wait and see who stays out for a few more laps as well. Looks like a few drivers are going to opt to do that, maybe get it themselves back on the lead lap. Looking down pit road, it does look like most of the drivers on the lead lap coming down pit road. So pit road, a very, very busy place. There you see your front runners hitting pit road. Eric Blunt, he is down and away. Looks like Eric, 2 tires stop for Eric. Roger getting 4 tires. We'll have to see if anybody else employed that 2 tire stop. Looks like everybody else going with 4. So Eric gonna assume the race lead up here, but going to be on a 2 tire strategy. So we'll have to wait and see how it all shakes out for Eric. And while Eric catches up to the pace car, we'll see if we can't get a word in with Eric under caution here for the first time tonight. Hey Eric, it's Dave up in the booth. You got your ears on?
That's a copy.
Hey there, bud. We were coming to green flag pit stops looming here for the second time tonight. You guys broke away with that excellent first green flag pit cycle. Were you disappointed to see the caution come out?
Yeah, I think we built a pretty good cushion. The rest of the guys caught us, but it was so strung out at that point, I think it was better for us.
Well, a long way still to go here. 32 laps. I don't think you can make it on fuel. So having to pit one more time, possibly under green flag conditions. Did you think about that, or the crew chief anything before calling the 2 tire stop that you guys did?
Yeah, we figured out to give us some options later on when we gotta do that short pit.
All right, man. Well, we'll let you enjoy the race lead, and we'll let you talk to your crew chief. But before we let you go, Eric, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Yeah, I just want to give congratulations to Troy and his wife on the new addition to their family, and big sorry to Doug for the loss in his family.
All right, well, that was Eric Blunt giving a shout out to Troy Radford on his new baby coming in the world this past weekend. And deepest condolences to a driver out there on track, Doug Wasaki, driving with a heavy heart. Most of our drivers out there are driving with heavy hearts, and deepest sympathies and thoughts with the Wasaki family as they have lost a loved one just recently. And Doug, from myself up here in the booth and everybody else at Turn 3, if you need anything or even just an ear, just give us a shout, bud, and we'll always be there for you. Hats off for being able to get into the race car and come out here tonight and put down some laps after such a loss and tragedy. Drivers exiting the racing surface going down to top off. Pace car lights are off. So that means one of 2 things, or probably both. We're about to go back green flag racing, or the Ford butt stain has broken once again. And it's likely that both of those scenarios are going to be played out here. Well, under halfway to go. 29 laps left when we go back green flag racing here from Daytona International Super Speedway. Your top 5 has been shaken up just a little bit. It looks a little something like this. Roger Muth does have it's showing him there, but he is actually in second position. Eric Blount and his number 6 machine is going to have your race lead. Roger Muth in second, Kenneth Dale Osmond in fourth, and Travis Smith in third. Not sure why it's flip-flopping it, but Justin Revord and the 48 machine is going to be shown in sixth, and Justin Rigsby, your pole sitter for today's race, slotted in third inside lane in the 5th position. I know that got a little whacked out and crazy-fied. That's because sometimes timing and scoring does not want to be your best friend. But I don't need no new friends. Ain't that what he said? No, he said a lot of things. He told a lot of things. But anyways, we'll keep on going. Green flag out once again here from Daytona International Speedway. Eric Blount hitting the loud pedal, and off we go once again. Roger Muth leading that outside lane with help from Osbin as well as Revord. Inside lane, not quite getting up to speed just yet, with Eric Blount being pushed by the 9 of Travis Smith, the 99 of Justin Rigsby, right there in tow. Matthew Spinks in the 35 machine sitting in 7th, still in a good spot for a late race charge. Brandon Hartwell also making an appearance late in the race, the 01 of Gordon Larson Jr., knocking on that top 10 door. Still side by side as some cars are letting off puffs of smoke through that tri-oval. And Eric Blount able to maintain the position so far. Travis Smith trying to push his way on by Eric Blount, doing one heck of a job. And Hartwell shakes to the outside, slices up there to the outside lane. Outside lane gonna gain some momentum off of that maneuver. Roger Muth pulling about half a car length in front, but not enough to take the spot away. Osmond comes off of his bumper as Muth trying to crowd down that 6 of Eric Blount back down to the line. Looks like it's going to be a drag race to the line, and Eric Blount's going to squeeze by yet another lap for Blount. Side by side racing action all the way through the top 13, 14 positions on track as we sit right now. Entire field pretty much still packed up. Have a little bit of a gap back there to Brian Littleton. Donald Bennett also down there. I believe Bennett may have received one of his laps back. Yes, he did. No, he didn't. Actually, still being scored 2 laps down. Troy Radford running up front. Early in the race, found some trouble there with the contact with Chris Berg. And around he goes, and he now finds himself off pace and 2 laps down as well. So tough break for Troy Radford as well as Chris Berg. Chris Berg still being scored on the lead lap, and caution is out. Big wreck. Big wreck back here. We'll have to back it up, see if we can see what happened. And ooh. Ooh, my. One more time here. Let's see if we can't see what happens. And it was the 28 with the original issue that caused some things. We'll see if we can't find it one more time, as I'm trying to see the 28, and I am not finding the 28 on timing and scoring. Matthew Spinks in the 35 was a victim of it. Not quite sure why I'm not finding a 28. There we see Kendall Levron. That's who was caught up in that incident. We'll try to see it one more time here. And we're not going to be able to catch it, I do not believe. No, we're not. So we're just going to rejoin the race. Rejoin your race leaders, as we are under caution for the second time here tonight. Sorry, folks, wasn't able to quite capture it. My apologies there. But what this does, this makes everything very interesting. This moment right here is very, very interesting. 25 laps being shown left to go here tonight. 24 when they cross the start-finish line. You can make about 23 to 25 laps on a tank of fuel here in the K&N series. So I think most drivers are going to come down, top it off. You're going to be able to save a little bit of fuel under caution here. So that should put everybody on the good side of making it to the end of the race. And of course, cautions will change all of that up, as we tend to see and know that cautions do breed cautions. And there you see Roger Muth only getting gas, and he's going to retain the race lead off of pit road. However, this is going to throw a little kink into the story. Matthew McMeekin in the 4 machine. He has decided to stay out under this latest caution. Does he think that he can possibly save enough fuel under caution to make it to the end of this thing? I'm not so sure he's going to be able to. Great chrome rims on that Navy ride of Matthew McMeekin. But your race leader, he elected to stay out. And I'm just not so sure that it's going to pan out. I believe he may be hitting pit road here, and that's going to put him at the rear of the field. Maybe his crew chief is thinking there might be another big caution, as that one involved a lot of race cars. Was not able to catch all the cars that were involved in it. But no, McMeekin gonna stay out on track. So, yeah. I think him and his crew are banking on another caution coming out and drivers hitting pit road with them. But what that did allow, if I'm looking at everything correctly, that did allow a few drivers to get a lap back. Donald Bennett being a recipient of 1 lap. He's going to find himself now being scored just 1 lap down. And timing and scoring is absolutely all over the board right now. So we're going to give it just a second to calm itself down. Things get figured out. Drivers are going to receive a wave around this time by. Looks like Donald Bennett, that's when he's going to receive his 1 lap back and then be scored just 1 lap down. Brian Littleton looks like he was involved in some trouble. Looks like the 43 of Craig Lerman also in trouble. Roy Hyde in the 00 also in trouble. Kendall Levron, Michael Massengill also in trouble. A lot of drivers torn up in that last and latest caution here tonight. Drivers coming around for what should be the 1 to go signal. There it is. Pace car lights are off. The 71 of Jason Edmondson and the 51 of Donald Bennett receiving their wave rounds. Matthew McMeekin gonna start this race from the point. Roger Muth going to be scored in second position. First car on the outside row. He's going to have Justin Revord in the 48 on his bumper. Your race leader, McMeekin, is going to have Eric Blunt and his 6 machine on his rear bumper for this restart. Alan Westman slowly but surely has fought his way up near the front of this field. Westman now being scored in the 17th position. David Smith Jr. has fell back to the 12th position. Was running up front earlier in this race. Damon Cox in the 57 finds himself in 14th. Corey Walters, Travis Smith, good run so far. Cody Terry maintaining a good race pace so far all night long. Finds himself running just outside of the top 5 in the 6th position. Coming down to the end of this thing, coming down to the nitty gritty, if you will. Pace car lights are off. Field beginning to come to the line. Pace car will make the left-hand turn. Field in the hands of Matthew McMeekin. Waiting for it. He hits the gas and we are back. Green flag racing once again here from Daytona International Super Speedway. Roger Muth with a good start on the outside, maintaining a good position, a good pull on the 4 of McMeekin. Justin Revord right on his rear bumper, giving him a push. Cody Terry not getting the best of restarts. He's going to fall to the wayside. Will Travis Smith stay on the bottom or will he jump to the outside? Looks like Smith's going to stay on the bottom. Rick Reinert in the 19 out of shape down the backstretch. He's going to move to the apron and now back up onto the racing surface. Everything okay back through the field. Your top 4 still side by side. Outside lane losing a little bit of momentum as the line begins to form up behind them. Cody Terry will join that party here shortly unless Travis Smith decides to stick his nose in there and take that position, that gap away. Roger Muth could use the help. Looks like Justin Revord just not able to push Muth hard enough to make their way on by that inside lane. Still side by side, though, down the back stretch for your top 10 positions. Muth now with a huge push from Revord to the front. Revord looked to go with him, couldn't quite do it. That's going to put Cody Terry right to his rear bumper, pushing him through the tri-oval, getting loose, wiggling is the 22. They're going to keep it straight, but Muth at the line once again. No, give it to Justin Revord. Just inches in front of Muth at the line. Inside line now looking good, gaining a little bit of that momentum back. Roger Muth and his 39 machine being pushed still by the 4 of Matthew McMeekin. Eric Blunt and his number 6 machine right there. Travis Smith in the 9. Just behind Smith is the 14 of Corey Walters. He is giving that lane a good push, solid push there by the 14, the 5 of Brandon Hartwell right there as well. Now Revord, a little bit of side drafting and then trying to get away from the car to break that draft and get a little speed. Not working out for him just as of yet. Alan Westman with a big move from this restart. Started back around the 17th position, now finds himself up in right around the 10th to 12th spot, depending on where he hits the timing and scoring. And on board with Roger Muth as he leads the field, and I tell you what, we're going to take a look off of the rear of, oh, well, wrong camera, so maybe we'll do it with this one. Nope, that is not it either. We'll try that. No. Oh, my goodness. Sometimes, David, sometimes. There you see it, looking back at the Hornet's Nest behind Roger Muth on top of this 39 machine. Thank you, Roger, for allowing us here to put the camera on the car. Now you're looking back at 3 wide racing back there. everybody getting it sorted. Oh, Cody Terry's flipping down the backstretch. That is going to cause another caution. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. Let's take a look back. Cody, 3 wide, get side. Oh, my goodness. And yeah. Oh, my goodness. And look at Travis Arthur flipping. Oh. Take another look at this. He gets a little sideways. It's the 51-08 of Smith Jr. Oh, Travis Arthur gets absolutely nailed. We'll see if we can't take a ride with Travis. Oh, my goodness. That was a tough hit for Travis Arthur. Oh, and we're not going to get it. So, we'll just flip back to our race leaders. But, man, that was a monster of a wreck right there. Now is where the strategy comes into play. 16 laps left to go right now here at Daytona International Speedway. 15 when we cross the line this time. Will your race leader, Roger Muth, bring his machine down just to make sure he makes it to the end? Or will he push the envelope and try to make it to the end? Matthew McMeekin, however, in the 4 machine in a little bit more of a danger zone, making it on fuel. So we'll have to wait and see if he decides to stay out once pit road is open. Looks like as of right now, he is going to stay on track. Adam Novak in the 44 back around the 14th position on back. They have decided to come down and hit pit road, make sure they've got enough fuel in that thing to make it to the end. So, yeah, I'll tell you something. We're going to do something if I can. Something I'm not usually too accustomed to being able to do. But there you see the lucky dog, Lance Yancey in the 77 going by. But we'll see if we can't dial up the 39 of Roger Muth. Roger, you got me?
Yeah, we got you loud and clear down here, Dave.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Oh, we're doing pretty good out here. The old 39 East Penn manufacturing car leading the way here at Daytona. Has some good help back there from Eric working with us since the drop of the green flag. And out here, we've got enough fuel in this Chevrolet to make it the rest of the way. Going to see if we can just keep her up here.
Now, I was going to ask, do you have enough, or did you need these caution laps to make it on this fuel?
Yeah, no, we're absolutely good to the checkered here. I'm not sure if we have any green-white checkers. I didn't check that before we took the green flag here tonight, but we're good even if we have 1 or 2 of those. So, gonna see what we can do. See what dancing partners we have at the front here.
All right, man. Well, make us at turn 3 proud. Go home. Bring the win home. I mean, I can't speak right now. You know what the heck I mean. So, want to give any shout-outs or anything before I let you go, man?
Yeah, first off, I got to say, I'm really sorry to hear all the bad news coming out of Michigan with Doug Wysocki and his whole entire family. And but we got to say congratulations on the new baby over here. So that's about it. Dave, though, doing one hell of a job up there. I'm listening in my one ear here. Doing a great job up there calling the race, my man.
I do appreciate it, Roger, and hopefully you finish on the top of the board and we can pull you back up for post-race interviews, man. We'll talk to you later.
We'd love to hear that, Dave. It's been a long time here in NextGen with these guys. I was new over here when I started, and, well, we're still here turning laps with these guys.
All right, well, that was your race leader, the 39 of Roger Muth. As I said, Turn 3's very own out there leading the race, so got to give him props. I'm rooting for him. That is absolutely for sure. Had a little bit of I don't know what that was, a little bit of glitch there going on with the entire field. May have been on my end. Everything looks to be okay, though, as far as numbers are concerned. So, we'll just continue on about our business as best as we can. 14 laps to go, 13 when we hit the line, 12 laps to go when we go back green flag racing. What is that going to do to the end of this race? What is that going to do to the intensity? What is that going to do to the give and take? I personally know myself, it's all take. I ain't giving you jack nothing, buddy. My fist, your face, pal. That's how this is going to roll for these last 10 to 12 laps if I was behind that wheel. And that's why it's a good thing I'm up here in the booth in the cars I do drive. Well, they're cheaply and easily replaced because I have been known to wad a few up in my days. Hopefully, though, we haven't given Muth that broadcaster curse where we talk about a driver, build them up, and then the inevitable happens and they get caught in the big one or the biggest one when it comes to super speedway racing. But we'll knock on wood that does not happen to Roger. And we'll just have to wait and see how it shakes out, just like you guys at home. 12 laps of green flag racing still scheduled. I say green flag racing because you never know what's going to happen when you get to turn number 1 here at Daytona International Super Speedway. Live on Turn 3 Racing Network for the Alzheimer's Dementia Awareness 80. Presented to you by Travis Arthur. Once again, a shout out to you, Travis. And sorry about the luck out there on track tonight for you and your 86 crew, but hats off and thank you for bringing awareness to such great 2 causes out there in the world. I know a lot of drivers can relate to those diseases with their elderly loved ones. But pace car lights are off. Ford Buttstain gonna make the left-hand turn. Field in the hands of the 39. Muth is back on the loud pedal and off he goes. Great start by him in the 48 of Justin Revord, giving him a great push. Matthew McMeekin in the 4 on the outside. Not such a good restart. Justin Rigsby trying to help that inside lane gain the momentum. Eric Blount not getting a good start either. Travis Smith not being able to get to the 6's bumper to help their cause. So it looks like that inside lane is going to prevail down the backstretch without any issues whatsoever. Now McMeekin moving back to the front with a great push by the 6 car. Down into 3 and 4. Muth still hugging that yellow line. Things starting to get a little shaky, a little hairy up there near the front. Drivers making some moves. Alan Westman in that bright colored 17 machine making his way up to the front, being scored in the 13th position. Muth maintaining that inside lane, not going anywhere. If you're going to get by him, you're going to have to go the long way around. And it looks like he's trying to keep McMeekin almost right there at Revord's bumper. That way Revord can't jump out there and take the lead of that outside lane and use the momentum to get by. Everybody's still looking good. Great push still being had by that 6 of Eric Blunt, but McMeekin not going to be able to get there to him. Now Travis Smith to the bumper of the 6. Muth still leading that inside lane back down the backstretch. Outside lane gaining a little bit of, big moment there. As Gordon Larson Jr. in that 01 had a little bit of a moment almost into the side of Jason Edmonston running in that purple 71. There you see him just in front of Chris Berg down there on that inside lane. Brandon Hartwell in the 5 machine. Where did he come from? He's knocking on the door of the top 5, looking to root his way down and make a few positions up. Blankenship, little bit of a moment. Revord able to go to the outside. That's going to put Rigsby right on Muth's bumper, and that is the move that Muth was trying to guard against. Will it work? Oh, contact. Muth to the inside. Hard into the inside wall goes Roger Muth. Caution does not come out. My goodness, we'll look at this one more time as Muth. Ooh, little bit of bump in action, and Muth into the grass, and absolutely killed it from there. That's going to put Justin Rigsby up to the front of the field, and Roger is going to kill me. Broadcaster curse if I have ever seen one. You heard me speak about it. I knocked on wood. It didn't help. Muth hard into that inside wall and out of tonight's race after leading almost half of this race. 37 laps in the book for Muth. Tough break for him. We'll have to see if he can get his car to the infield into the care center to see if he's okay. But Rigsby, your pole sitter, back to the front of the field. 7 laps left to go here tonight from Daytona International Speedway. Your top 5 looks a little something like this. Rigsby, Revord, Blankenship, McMeekin, and Hartwell. Eric Blunt is in 6th. Damon Cox in 7th. Travis Smith right there in 8th position. Corey Walters in 9th. And Jason Edmonston rounding out your top 10. Dylan Blankenship looks comfortable pushing that 99 of Justin Rigsby for right now as we are down to 6 laps to go. Coming down the backstretch, Dylan Blankenship poking his nose out ever so slightly, though, looking to possibly make the... Rigsby gets turned, flipped. Caution is out. Late here. Oh my goodness. Let's take another look at this. There's Blankenship pushing. Just gets a little... Oh, my. Oof. We'll take a look from the blimp up here. There you see the push being had by Blankenship. Rigsby just seems like he gets a little loose. Right there, gets hooked. Back up in front of the field. That takes a couple of drivers out. Oh, my goodness. Looks like the 88 of Kenneth Osmond was able to avoid it. We'll take one more look back here. There you see the hook, and around it goes. Oh my! I tell you what, that's enough of that. That is, that was rough to watch, hard to see. Once again, want to give it a shout out and a thank you to Haywood Elite Wrestling Club out of Bethel, North Carolina, providing you with all of the aerial coverage from the blimp here tonight. And that is going to put this thing in a precarious situation. 5 laps to go for when we cross the line this time by. I do not believe anybody will hit pit road, but that is going to put the 51 of Dylan Blankenship on point. Brandon Hartwell will be in 2nd. Travis Smith will line up 3rd. Damon Cox will line up 4th. Matthew McMeekin being scored in the 5th position. And while we have a chance to catch our breath, we're going to step away for just a brief moment here from the racetrack. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back live from Daytona International Speedway on Turn 3 Racing Network.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chile Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Thanks for staying with us, sticking it out here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Want to congratulate everybody for watching me. No, I'm just playing. I had something in my head and then I lost it, so I was just like, blah. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for staying with us here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Myself, David Worrell, would like to thank all of you for sticking it out all night long with us here for the RFC Next Gen K&N Series, presented to you by Travis Arthur here tonight, bringing awareness to the Alzheimer's and Dementia Awareness Foundations. This is race number 5 at Daytona for the Alzheimer's Dementia Awareness 80. And caution has come out late here in the race. I believe this will end up a green-white checkered, but I am not 100% sure on that. 4 cautions here today, the 4th being your latest that we are under right now. 14 laps of caution so far. A good 14-15 lead changes. More than that, just only 14 scored at the start-finish line. And it looks like we have some drivers possibly going down pit road. That's going to it's going to mix things up even more. Brandon Hartwell hitting pit road. That's going to give the race lead to this man right here, the 57 of Damon Cox. He's going to take over the point. And lights are out. So this is going to be a 1-lap shootout, I believe, unless it is a green-white checkered. I'm not sure how they're scoring this thing. Looks like it's going to end up being a 1-lap shootout, though, with Damon Cox and his 57 leading the field. Travis Smith in the 9 machine to his outside. Jason Edmonston in the 71 right there behind Damon Cox. Second row inside lane. Then you have the 45 of Douglas Wasaki on the outside row in the 4th position. The 01 of Gordon Larson Jr. rounds out your top 5. If plate racing wasn't enough to get your heart pumping, how about a 1-lap shootout? Lay it all on the line here at Daytona International Speedway. And who's got the juice? Who's got the blood pumping? Damon Cox with a little bit of damage to the front of his car in the rear. Jason Edmonston also with a little bit of damage. Looks like Travis Smith is clean. Douglas Wasaki looks clean on them outside rows. We'll have to wait to see what happens. Pace car is off, and we are green flag racing once again. Damon Cox spins the tires on the inside. Travis Smith with a great restart on the outside. Now coming to the front, side by side with Cox as they head off into turn 1. Rest of the field making some moves. There you see clear is the 9. He's going to go to the point. That's going to bring Douglas Wasaki with a big push from Alan Westman. Where did he come from? From the rear of the field. That's where. Big move from the outside. Oh, around go some drivers to the inside. We're going to stay under green flag conditions. Big wreck behind the field. Westman's on the point. Did he have it when the caution flew? We'll have to wait and see. I believe Douglas Wasaki was caught up in that as well. We'll look back one time here at it, see what happened. Looks like some drivers getting loose. Oh, Wasaki wasn't quite clear. He goes around Damon Cox, then tries to come back up onto the track, I think, and disaster from there. We'll take a look back at this part of the wreck now, see what happened, see what took place. Here you go again. Once again, you'll see the contact there. And then Damon Cox looks like he's coming back up on track and just nowhere to go. Into another car, and carnage ensued. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We'll wait and see how it shakes out. Looks like they're gonna put that 17 machine right here. We're gonna bring it up just to see it. From 33rd to 1st race winner, the 17 of Alan Westman to the point and to the lead. My goodness, your top 3 looking a lot different from what it did on that restart. Alan Westman now gonna be your race leader, your race winner. Second position gonna go to the 9 of Travis Smith, then 3rd to Kenneth Osmond. We'll wait for the field to come across the line to make it official. There it is. Race is over. Your race leader, the 17 of Alan Westman. We'll wait and let things get we'll let Alan get around. See if he's going to do any celebrating before we head off to a quick commercial to set up the driver post-race interviews. But let's see who we can't grab a hold of or who we can grab a hold of. As you see, Alan finally making his way all the way back around to begin his celebration. We'll see if we can't get a hold of all of our drivers. We're looking through. Let them get a little bit of celebrating going on. As you see the 5 of Brandon Hartwell hanging out, giving him a little bit of some congratulations there. And I tell you what, we're going to step away for just a brief moment. We will be right back here on Turn 3 Racing Network with your post-race interviews live here from Daytona International Speedway. And thanks for sticking with us for our final segment of the evening, the Alzheimer's Dementia Awareness 80, here from Daytona International Speedway, race number 5 for the RFC NextGen KNN Series, and it did not disappoint. I tell you what, I believe we have had the opportunity to catch up with our third place finisher here tonight. Dale Osmond, you got a copy?
Yeah, I've got you.
Well, but sometimes I call you Kenneth, sometimes I call you Dale. So what do you prefer there, bud?
Everyone on iRacing calls me KD, so I'll go by that.
All right, well, that makes it easier for me because it's just two letters. Anyways, man, long race. It seemed like at the beginning of the race you were employing a kind of wait for it kind of strategy. You were behind a little bit from that lead pack, but late in the race, able to come up through there. Tell us a little bit how it worked out there for you tonight.
Yeah, at the beginning there, me and my teammates were just trying to go for a fuel strategy. We know if we stretched it all the way on all the stops, we could make it in 2, and everyone else would have to do 3. And it was working really well there until that first caution came out, where one of our teammates collected the other. But yeah, after that, it was just kind of more sit back and wait, but there was no fuel strategy to go with it. There at the end, I think I had the winning car. I would have gotten it if that caution didn't come out there. But, you know, what can you do? I'll take a 3rd place after running in the back all day.
Oh, man, I mean, a 3rd place, we'll take it, that's for sure. Everybody would like to win first and foremost, obviously, but do you think this 3rd place, this podium finish, will help you gain some momentum in the next coming weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I think this should boost me into the points lead here. I was only 7 points behind my teammate Chris. So I think I've had a string of really good finishes over the past few weeks, so I can just hope to keep that going after this week.
All right, well, KD, man, great finish in the race here tonight. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, anything like that?
Yep, always my family watching, thank you. My teammates at Blackhawk Motorsports, and we kind of had an alliance there with Falcon Motorsports too. And thank you for broadcasting, of course.
All right, we'll duly appreciate it, man, and we will catch up with you next week. That was the driver of the 88 machine, KD Osmond. You heard him. That's what he likes to be called, so that's what we're going to go with from now on, walking away in the 3rd position. And this man right beside him couldn't wait to get on the mic, couldn't wait to show his car off, I guess. Not quite sure, but nonetheless, we going to holler at him anyway. My man, Travis Smith in the 9 machine. How you doing, bud?
What's up, buddy?
I mean, you want everybody to know who you are on track, don't you?
Why you say that?
Oh man, you got Smith all over that thing, looking pretty good. Matte black, like the paint, my man, like the paint. How was your night?
It was a little bit different than what I expected. I was going to hang out in the back, but the random draw there for the non-qualifiers put me up in the front pack, so decided to race it out to the first caution, and that never came till late, so we just stayed up there riding, running around. Didn't have a whole lot of teammates up there with me. I was kind of one-man band. Had my buddy GM at one time, and I think he pitted to top off with fuel. And then we just kind of hung out there with no help, but a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun for a Daytona race. It's a good time.
Oh, man, you were sitting inside of the top 20 in the points coming into tonight, so walking away with a 2nd place finish, that's going to go far as the point standings are concerned. What's your outlook being 5 races into this season so far, no chase being involved? Do you think you're going to have to put a few wins in the book in order to walk away with the season championship?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I was sitting inside the top 5 for the longest time there. I had about 2 or 3 bad races too, I think, there right before the break. But it changes everything when you don't have that chase involved. You got to go all out, kind of like this race. If you had a chase, you just kind of ride around and finish and go on to the next one. But without the chase, you can't do that here. So we knew that coming in. We had to finish good, had to run up front and be there at the end. And I don't know how I made it through that wreck. I was in it. I got a couple contacts, but my car wasn't damaged, so I was afraid on that last restart there. I knew Mud had a little bit of damage, and he was going to be on the inside. If I could clear him, I wasn't planning on moving down, but I was afraid I would have damage that I couldn't see. You know how it does. And when I come off of 2, I just had no RPMs. I saw him coming. I threw a block one time, but the 17 was up a lane higher than me. I wasn't going to throw that block because that would have been a big wreck. Had I known they was wrecking behind him, I would have threw it. But that's all right. About 10 feet shorter, we'd have got the win, and that's what we come to do. So I'll take a top 2.
All right, man. Well, a heck of a job out there tonight, walking away with second. Before I let you go, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, I do's, anything like that?
Yeah, take a big shout-out to NextGen Productions. David World Trucking. I know I got Smith Trucking on the side of the car, looking to pick that sponsor up the next couple weeks. Mason Dixon Motorsports for another bad fast race car, and all the Next Gen guys, Roy with the setups, and I think that's about it.
All right, my man. We'll get that Dodge Charger home and maybe come out with a Chevy next time, and you can win. Just saying, but we'll catch up with you next week.
All right, my man.
There you have it. That was the driver of the number 9 machine, Travis Smith. He's going to head off into the infield somewhere. Not quite sure where he's going to end up. But nonetheless, we're going to now talk to your race winner, the 17 of Alan Westman. How's it going, buddy?
It's going good.
Man, oh man. Tell you what, you like to come from the back, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Started a 33rd, slowly, methodically made your way up to the front, and was there when the timing was right. So hats off, my man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. That's it too. When the timing was right.
So was that the strategy for you and your crew all night, or just tell us a little bit about the race?
Well, our strategy was if the race turned green or went green, we were going to try and make it on fuel and doing 2 stops. That was our race strategy, and we fell back a lot, I think, during that race. And then when them last cautions came out, we knew we had to work our way from the back all the way to the front.
Oh, I know. I haven't talked to you yet in the K&N series so far this season. So, is it a bit of a surprise that it's took 5 weeks for you to get up here into the booth on the top of the podium?
Yeah, definitely been a surprise. I thought I've been just getting into some trouble during these last few races.
All right, my man. Well, congratulations on the first place finish here tonight and putting a win in the bag for yourself. That's going to go well for your point standing situation. Would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, anything like that before we let you go?
Yeah, Troy for putting on the league, and you for broadcasting, and my team, HRL, Craig, Jeff, and Matthew for helping me get up to where I am at. And that'd be it.
All right, my man. We'll enjoy the win, and we will catch up with you a little bit later.
Thank you.
There you have it. That was your race winner, the 17 of Alan Westman. So, yeah, not much left to do up here in the booth. We'll run down your finishing order here tonight for the Alzheimer's Dementia Awareness 80 live from Daytona International Speedway here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Race winner, the 17 of Alan Westman, followed in second by the 9 of Travis Smith. KD Osborne walked away in third. In fourth position, that 77 of Lance Yancey. Fifth position, the 71 of Jason Edmonston, while the 21 of Jeffrey Vandervoort found himself coming home in sixth. Walking away in 7th here tonight, the 01 of Gordon Larson Jr., followed by last race winner, the 33 of Brian Mescal Jr. 9th position tonight to the 84 of Chris Medford, while your points leader coming into the race, Chris Berg, found himself some trouble late in the race and finished in the last position on the top 10. 11th tonight to Adam Novak in the 44 crew. In 12th, the 14 of Corey Walters. 13th position to the 45 of Doug Wasaki, and in 14th, the 57 of Damon Cox. Rounding out your top 15 here tonight at Daytona International Super Speedway was the 5 machine of Brandon Hartwell. 16th goes to the 47 of Ray Radford, while in 17th, Rick Reinert walks away from the track. The 4 of Matthew McMeekin comes home in 18th. 19th, the 51 of Dylan Blankenship. From leading the race early on in the evening to 5 laps down, finishing in 20th tonight, the 6 of Eric Blount. 21st position here tonight, the 48 of Justin Bavord. In your pole sitter, the 99 of Justin Rigsby walks away in 22nd. Turn 3's very own Roger Muth in his 39 machine, after leading the most laps in the race tonight, found himself with some contact down the back stretch and out of this race, finishing tonight in 23rd. 24th position, the 46 of Justin Walters, and in 25th, the 22 of Cody Terry. David Smith Jr. walks away in 26th, and in 27th, the 86 of Travis Arthur. The 31 of Donald Bennett walked away in 28th, and in 29th, the 80 of Brian Littleton. 30th position goes to the 43 of Craig Lerman, while the 31st position, Roy Hyde in the 00 walks away 26 laps down. And on the outside, looking in on the points, I believe, after tonight's rough race, Matthew Spinks in the 35, finishing in the 32nd position. The 33rd spot goes to the 98 of Thomas Light. 34th position, the 8 of Kendall Levron, and in 35th, the 49 of Troy Radford, 39 laps down, and in 36, Michael Massengill finds himself 54 laps down, and that's going to round out the field for tonight's race. So, yeah, I tell you what, one heck of a race, one heck of a show. I hope everybody enjoyed everything they seen out there tonight, being brought to you by the guys on track here at RFC NextGen K&N Racing Series on iRacing.com. If you're interested, like what you see, go on and check them out over on iRacing.com. For myself in the booth, David Worrell, and everybody else here at Turn 3, thank you for tuning in tonight. We get back on track tomorrow night. Join us once again here on Turn 3 Racing Network. And until then, well, we'll catch you later.